Welcome back, gang. It's Deltia from Deltiasgaming.com. With 2022 just about here, I have an ESO PvP wish list. Look, I love PvP in the Elder Scrolls Online. No, it's not perfect. No, it's not for everybody, but I don't think it gets a whole lot of attention in this game. It doesn't have a whole lot of updates, and it definitely doesn't have a whole lot of rewards and incentives. But if you ask me, pound for pound, it's the best combat in gameplay I've ever played in any MMO. And I think it needs to have more incentives and seasonal rewards so people can check it out and enjoy it. In this video, I'm going to talk about just exactly that. Do we need more incentives? What would those look like? Are we going to get better performance? What about seasonal rewards that other games do? And even a new mode or expand on previous ones like Battleground and Imperial City. Help me, ZeniMax Online Studios. You're my only hope. Here's my ESO 2022 PvP wish list. Buckle up. Go! Will lag ever be fixed? Well, ever is a long time, but I don't think lag or server issues will be fixed in the near future based on recent events, if I'm being honest. Take, for instance, the studio director's letter from December 9, 2021, and I quote, "The ESO EU and NA data center hardware refresh is ongoing, but our timelines have greatly been extended by the global shortage of computer hardware. To give you an idea of the impact, some key hardware devices are delayed by 1 year, most are delayed by 3 to 5 months. We had intended to have this process completed this year, but has taken us far longer than we had thought. This is as frustrating for us as it is for you, trust me, but progress is being made and we'll get there." And in another paragraph from the same letter, quote, "We will also, with the understanding that some things are out of our control, keep working on refreshing data center hardware as quickly as we can. This will result in a more stable platform experience for you all. And of course, we will continue to work on performance and stability fixes and tweaks in every update." To be fair to ZeniMax Online Studios, they did get caught up in a global shortage. But I'm very disappointed to constantly hear the news of this getting delayed and always pushing it down the line. At some point, we need some fixes and stability. And if I'm being honest with you, which I always am, it's gotten a lot worse. If I reference my time in the game back in 2016 when I was PvP in hardcore, the servers were more populated, more dense, more active, and more stable with much less lag, latency, skill delay, and crashes. Me personally, I just accept Cyrodiil for what it is. A Zerg fight, meant to be a Zerg fight. The performance has degraded over the years, and so too has my enjoyment. That's why I predominantly do Battlegrounds in Imperial City. 0 siege and 0 lag. All action, and I love it. But even those areas have problems. Where's the incentive, bro? It seems like all the juicy rewards, titles, dice, collectibles, and mounts are tied up into PvE, but why? Look, I know incentives drive MMO players' action, because every time there's a daily endeavor for Battlegrounds, the queues light up. Every time there's an event requiring action in Imperial City, the servers get pop-locked, even if people don't necessarily like coming so. I love killing them. Another game like Destiny 2 has good balance of incentives for PvP. Their game doesn't only reward you for winning, but participation. At least trying the activity for a few times in the week rewards you with a really nice gear piece that can advance your character's performance and overall light level. Lose a few matches and you still get something valuable for at least participating. Think transmute stones here for the Elder Scrolls Online, which is the equivalent of the in-game currency. The incentive to participate rather than only win is the key. Rewarding everyone with something that they want. This will keep the population higher, the pool wider, allowing for better matchmaking. Otherwise, you're going to get an 8,000 hour played sweat lord like myself in their basement, munching on a Pop-Tart, smashing Dawnbreaker, and nuking you down as a brand new player rocking green gear and just saying, wonder what Battlegrounds are all about. This experience is going to be like me when I play Destiny 2 PvP, utterly miserable as I'm completely trash at that game. The only difference is that person that gets deleted in Battlegrounds for the very first time has very little incentive to come back, with abysmal rewards in comparison to PvE. They're much more likely to go do a quest or to queue up for dungeons. At least when I finished last in Destiny 2 with the kill-death ratio that's laughable, I get my weekly completed, a pinnacle gear piece, and I felt like I was accomplishing something. My account was progressing. I get that same feeling if I do a random normal dungeon finder. I get to fill out my sticker book by collecting gear sets I don't have, I get 10 transmute stones, maybe complete a quest with a skill point. I'd much rather do a battleground because it's way more intense and fun, but you can't pass up a 4-minute Fungal Grotto 1 normal run. The rewards in PvP for participating need to be in line with PvE in my opinion, because everybody wins. Speaking of rewards, where's the long-term incentive to continue to come back to PvP? I'm talking beyond collecting the initial thrill, the achievements, the titles, and the dies. Yes, you can farm alliance points. Yes, you can farm Telbar, but what's the cyclical, repeatable thing to do over and over to achieve and earn? If we take a look at Rockgrove, ESO's latest trial in Blackwood, you can earn an exclusive titles, that's plural, body markings, dies, and an utterly insane mount, the Flesh Ripper. To my knowledge, last time I checked, there isn't a PvP mount. Heck, even Star Wars Republic has seasonal tier reward for their player base, which is much smaller than ESO. Not to brag here, but back in SWTOR Season 1, your boy here got a Rancor mount, which I may have flexed day and night at the fleet, well, until they reskinned it and sold it in their cash shop and I rage quit the game. But that's another story. We need something to work towards beyond becoming Emperor. Even getting that, which is my best multiplayer PvP experience, rewards you with a title, a cool throne for your house, and a costume. Meanwhile, every single update, PvEers and housing folks get a plethora of update things to do and collect. New dungeons, awesome new rewards. PvPers, well, nothing burger. Because we're not getting new content, at least throw us some new dies, collectibles, titles, and something to achieve and earn. We should have at least something to come back and do every quarterly DLC update. Something to strive for, to collect, to feel like we're accomplished something just like PvE. For the love of the maker, can we get a little bit more transmute stones in PvP, please? We gotta balance this out. The current meta now is to do a random normal dungeon finder with a low-level character. Boom, pop, you get Fungal Grotto 1, and I have 10 shiny transmutes to retrait and reconstruct my gear. Meanwhile, I can spend 15 minutes in the most sweaty battleground of my life and I'm left with one measly, weaselly, beasley transmute. Sure, Cyrodiil, you can earn 50 transmutes for tier 1 campaign, but what's the repeatable daily activity that rewards account progression, giving you some endgame currency so you can still get worthwhile gear? No, it's not alliance points, and no, it's not Telbar. It's just not there. Speaking of worthwhile gear, PvP really does need some. There's a couple ways to approach this, making specific PvP sets that might be used just in Battlegrounds or Imperial City, but they would not be able to be used outside. Two sets specifically, think of Buffer of the Swift, reducing damage taken from players, not NPCs. Think the Imperial Physique set, only being used if you're carrying around 10,000 Telbar inside Imperial City. Why not expand on these and put them in the actual content you're doing? More incentive to collect Telbar and get some gear related to Imperial City and the farming that you're doing. More incentive for Battlegrounds and something in there, maybe like arena weapons for PvE, but just in Battlegrounds. What the game could do is make perfected and non-perfected versions of arena weapons specifically tied to Battleground performance. Say the top 20 players on the Battleground weekly leaderboard get a gold perfected, and the top 100 get a non-perfected version of these weapons. Also, what about some way to earn undaunted keys doing content that you enjoyed like Battlegrounds, Imperial City, or Cyrodiil? You could use the currency like alliance points or Telvar to buy the keys and then get your RNG chance to get the monster helm that you want. Other games do this to reward players to play the content they enjoy the most like PvP while not having to grind undaunted pledges to get monster helm keys for PvP builds. ZOS should make or add or change seasonal gear sets. Every 3 months, every new DLC, add something, take it away, or change it, so that way you have an incentive to collect something. Without these repeatable incentives to keep coming back and collect something new and do something new, someone who might farm Battlegrounds, Cyrodiil, or Imperial City gets done with the entire system and has nothing to come back to and do. They've already achieved everything, collected everything, and there's very little for them to do beyond chasing the leaderboard. Speaking of leaderboard, I wish the leaderboard would be displayed alongside the PvE leaderboards on the ElderScrollsOnline.com official website. Even old Star Wars Republic does this, and I love that there's an external site that houses this information to show. More or less, this is a total flex, but isn't that half the fun of gaming? What about an ESO Battle Royale? Yeah, I'm thinking Fortnite here. Battle Royale seem to be very popular in other multiplayer genres. Why not do something like that inside ESO, inside Imperial City. Drop in 60 players or 40 or whatever works well with performance, block the players inside the districts above. As the players start dying off, there could be a gas mechanic or something else that starts eliminating the districts, pushing action towards a central location until it's down to one district and a central point. Declare the winner and imagine a huge reward system like 50 transmutes and 50,000 Telvar for the winner, with then cool incentives like dies, titles, and maybe the first ever PvP mount. This is something I would truly stay up 18 hours a day and play constantly until I won. If there was a mount and there was an ESO Battle Royale, you bet your boy would be in there sweating it up with the best of them. What will we change about Cyrodiil then? What I'm constantly encountering over and over and over is a gridlocked map, even during prime time. There's no one sieging the outpost, no one taking a resource, let alone going for keeps, the Elder Scrolls, or anything else. Everyone's just turtled up because there's no incentive to go on the attack. Another thing that would spice up the map is expanding on the artifact system. Sure, we got the hammer, but last time I checked, there were supposed to be some other artifacts, and it's been years now and nothing nor any updates that I'm aware of. Me personally, I love the hammer, and I see it as a way to change up the map. Sure, it's not fun when you get gated with the Emperor wielding the hammer, but at least it gets some action on a dead map. You could even change up the scenery in Cyrodiil, well, assuming there wouldn't cause more lag. Add, remove, change the textures, make it look differently, make it cyclical. Every quarter or so, make it change, look and feel different. Otherwise, it's just a stagnant, same old zone. But what about Imperial City? This is my favorite DLC of all time, two of my favorite dungeons of all time, and my favorite zone, but I don't know if it will ever be popular again. And here's why. It's basically too rewarding for either god tier PvP players with super high skill cap or gankers, stealthers, super high mobility builds like nightblade and sorcerers. Sure, I'll go down there in Imperial City sewers and sweat it up on my stam DK and have fun, but if I cannot escape and I'm getting chased by a ball group, ultimately I get dogpiled on, killed, and lose my Telvar, and sometimes teabag. What I think could be cool is to add something like a leaderboard down there in Imperial City, similar to battlegrounds, that would be calculated based on Telvar earned per week, with weekly rewards that we talked about previously. These rewards would change seasonally, that way PvPers could have another endgame loop to play over and over and over and come back to. And it seems all the action and fun remains at the top of Imperial City, but what about the bottom? I remember the first time I saw Molag Bal down there. Spoiler alert, he's down there, and sure, he has a cool die for killing him and some epic prizes, but there should be a 24-hour-a-day camp and fought over by a huge group for a massive incentive and pride. I think it would be very cool. It's kind of like what World of Warcraft does. Well, and frankly, every other MMO, they have world bosses and special bosses that have drop rates that are very, very small that reward, you guessed it, a cool mount. Can you imagine what the ESO population would do if Molag Bal in the Imperial City basement had one of the coolest looking mounts that you couldn't buy in the crown store and you could only earn by coming down there and killing? You would be down there day and night, so would I. It would revitalize the entire zone. Trust me, this would be amazing. Well, gang, that's just some quick thoughts on improving ESO's PvP. I love ESO's PvP, and I criticize it from a place of love and that I want it to improve. And look, I just want the average player to be able to get in there, enjoy it, and the population to be robust and healthy. Do I think crossplay will ever happen? I really don't. And unfortunately, unlike Destiny 2, it'll lessen the player population. So we need people to be more active in there so PvP doesn't die and become just an ESO story and PvE game. Nothing wrong with those two aspects, but I think a healthy PvP side of this is what makes this MMO different and special, well beyond the fact it's the Elder Scrolls. What am I right about? What am I wrong about? Leave a comment below and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching.